Hello everybody, Barker here from Be a Better Game Master, and I'm here with my wife at Caxacatue. This is a place in New Mexico, also called Tent Rocks. Basically these massive structures. I'm inside this massive box canyon right now, you can see, and I'll show you some of the tent rocks in another video later, but I just wanted to show you this tree. Let's see if I can get it in here. You'll see it better as I move away, but look at the roots above the ground. But basically what this had me thinking of is I've been stuck a lot in creating my own world, and I've been thinking, like, how did the geography of the world become the way it did? Like, what made this place? What created these tent rocks? And I encourage you to look up this place on Google or Wikipedia, really see some of the images. But what happened to make this place like this? And we know what it was. We know that it was volcanic eruptions. We know that sediment deposits create the red and gray alternating pattern in the rocks, as is usually the case for places like in the Southwest. But we ask ourselves, why does, in our fantasy game, okay, why is this magical forest here? When we don't realize that doesn't really matter. What matters is why people believe, or how people believe this place was formed. So in Ankea, there's a forest that was caused by just an absolutely, it's getting claustrophobic in here, by a huge magical disaster. This was thousands of years ago. This is my homebrew setting. And just this magical disaster, just tripping on rocks, blew up everything, right? And I'll stop for a second. It just destroyed everything. But the people who live in Ankea, they don't really know that. And the reason they don't know that is because they weren't around. They just frankly weren't around. So they think that the gods made the forest, perhaps, or they might think that, some progenitor race created the woods on purpose, Same with a place like this, what created this massive trench that I'm walking in? Perhaps a millennia ago, there are other people in front of us, so I'm going to quiet down a little bit. But perhaps you have, millennia ago, you had giants or titans that walked the earth, and their blades were so large that they had to drag them behind them, right? This is something that's been on my brain for a little while. I think someone posted something in the Absolute Tabletop official group that made me kind of start brainstorming about that, but I like the idea that maybe I'm walking through the trench that was dug by one of these massive swords, drug behind this titan thousands of years ago. But as a GM, I know for a fact that no, this was just volcanic material. But that's not where the story is. That story's already over. Okay? We need to come up with stories that exist now. And that starts with people. Why do people believe, or how do people believe in your world, believe that the world's geographical features and anomalies, how do they believe those got started? So start asking your questions, or start asking yourself that question. I'm out of breath, can you tell? And I don't know, maybe I'll show you something cool here pretty soon with regards to some geographical features to inspire you. So anyway, have a good one. See you next time.